Hi guys, hope everybody's doing well today. Finally been getting some rain here in northern Georgia. Here been so dry around here, been dry as a powder house. We finally got us about almost 2 inches over about the last 3 or 4 days. Been kind of cloudy, dreary, rainy, which is a good thing because we certainly have needed it. But anyway, I had a couple of requests from viewers regarding my cayenne pepper sauce. I made some comments in other people's videos about it, you guys seen my cowhorn peppers that I showed you in the last video. We'll give you an update on those here shortly. So we're going to try to do that for you today, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's not my personal recipe. I forget where I get the recipe from, but it is a very good recipe, I think. So I think you guys should try it. It's very easy to do. It just takes some time, and you know, that's anything worthwhile takes a little time, you know. But anyway, real quick before we get to that, let me give you all a little quick view of the peppers and tomatoes and stuff in the greenhouse and how they're doing, and a little boo-boo that I made. Which is what happens when you neglect something. Anyway, but here's our peppers. You can see now all the red cayennes have been picked off. I've got them in the kitchen all ready to go for the cayenne pepper sauce, and I'll show you them momentarily here. Pepper's looking real good, guys. I got the aphids under control. You know, not really any trace of any more aphids, so that's a good thing, you know. And I'm wanting to run these things all winter long, and hopefully get some good production out of them. We're already getting good production, but I'm planning on probably going to cut them back here after I get some of the main harvests off of them. And here's the yellow bell pepper. Still got plenty on it. And then the green bell pepper, and got some beautiful peppers on this thing, guys. And you look down here, this is the neglect I'm talking about when you forget to tie up a branch, and or branches, as this case may be. You see there, the two big branches laying there on the ground with two big beautiful peppers on them. Peppers certainly won't go to waste. Anyway, I guess you can call that a self-prune on the plant. Wasn't exactly where I wanted to prune it at, but it'll work anyway. And there's our red bell pepper, doing real good. This was the one that was having really where the aphid problems really started from. And like I said, I think I've got them under control with some nice, beautiful red peppers. And this one here, this is a jalapeno pepper. As you see, we finally took the pepperoncini out. Guys, it was just overwhelming. I mean, I've got quarts and quarts and quarts of pepperoncini peppers. I have chopped them up, froze them, give them away just by the bagfuls, by the bushels. I mean, I just can't. I've had enough of them, so I need some jalapenos. So I went ahead and just took that plant out and put the little jalapeno pepper plant in. So we'll see how it does over the winter here. And tomato plants, guys, they're still putting on here and there. You know, not a whole lot of production as usual. You know, this time of year, it's been so hot and everything like that. But if you notice, though, you're starting to see a lot of blooms over at the top, and I've actually right at the top, I've just lowered these things and stopped suckering them. I'm just gonna let them, because they're not gonna be in there too much longer. So I'm just going to let them do what they want to do, and if they want to give me some more production out of, you know, what they got right there, then that's fine. I'm just going to let the suckers stay on and grow, because there's not a lot of greenery on them anyway. And as you can see, these vines right here, I have turned these things around the corner, and then they're all the way back to where just about where they started from. So that's a pretty long vine there. But anyway, guys, we're going to let them be here for a little while longer until the other ones get ready. And here are my seedlings right here. I think in the last video I showed you guys where I'd cut some suckers. I just changed my mind. I decided not to use them. The suckers were rooted and ready to go, but I wasn't ready for them. And I'm just like, you know what? I just like to get a fresh start with these things. So I just went ahead and seeded some new peppers, and I'm going back to my original setup of I will have mostly big beef and then one Campari, and that's those seem to do the best for us. We get the best production out of them. The overall taste, especially in the wintertime when the temperatures are cooler, they hold longer. I don't have to, I don't have to worry about, you know, trying to get rid of so many of them at one time or throw them away or anything like that. So that's what we're going to do this year. But that's about all I got for the greenhouse. So we'll get in here and we'll get started on the cayenne pepper recipe. Before we do that, let me show you the little harvest here. Here's our pepper harvest that I harvested up there just before I come in to do this video. Nice little harvest there. There's all the cayenne peppers that we got off. I'm going to use those. And that worked out to every one that I picked out there. I picked a couple of green ones just to go ahead and make up the pound that you need, because you need a pound of cayenne peppers to do this. So a couple of these are green just to make up the extra weight. But basically this is what you're going to need right here. You're going to need your peppers, you're going to need your garlic, your onion, your pickling salt, vinegar, water, carrots. And you're going to need a stainless steel non-reactive pot to because you're going to have to simmer this stuff. And basically here's the recipe, and I will put this recipe down below in the description box written out, so that you don't have to worry about stopping the video or listening to me babble on or whatever like that. You can just go down there after you watch the video and get the recipe out of there. Like I said, you're going to need 1 pound of cayenne peppers. It doesn't matter what kind. Like I said, these are the cow horn that I'm growing this year, and this is what I'm using. And they have got some heat to them, as you saw at the beginning of the video. But it's not overpowering heat though, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody's heat, you know, range is different. I mean, I can tolerate a lot of heat. You know, some people may say, "Ooh, that just sets you on fire," but anyway, your pound of cayenne pepper. You're going to need 2 medium carrots. Now, I didn't have irregular sized carrots. I just had the already baby carrots already cut and washed from the bag. Use them. I just laid them out in 2 rows right there to where I figured was about 2 medium carrots. And you want to cut them in large chunks. And then you're going to need 1 medium onion. You're just going to peel the onion, and then you just cut it in quarters, and just peel them apart. Do it that way. You're going to need 1 large garlic clove. In my case, my garlic cloves were kind of small, so I just used 2. And you really got to really do too much to them, so just peel them, and all I did was just peel them and cut them in half. And once you got all that done, you're just going to get you 3 cups of water. And put that in your pot. And then you're going to need 2 cups of white vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar. I've used apple cider vinegar in lieu of white vinegar many a time. Sometimes I like the taste even better. You can try it both ways. I think I've tried it both ways, and actually even split the difference sometimes, you know, and all, because the apple cider vinegar is a little more tart. It just depends on your taste, however you want to do it. And then you want to add 1 tablespoon of pickling salt or kosher salt. I use the pickling salt because it dissolves easier. You're going to need 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of salt. Don't use table salt. Use either pickling salt or kosher salt or sea salt or something like that. Now the recipe calls, you're going to see in there, it calls for 1/4 cup of liquid pectin is what you're going to need, or 3 tablespoons of powdered pectin. I don't use the pectin. The pectin is a thickener, and as many times as I've made this recipe, believe you me, this sauce is plenty thick. It does not need any thickening to it, in my opinion. You know, like I say, it's all a matter of personal preference. You can make this stuff, and you know, without the pectin, and see how you like the thickness. But you know, to me, it does not need any pectin. I mean, it's already plenty thick. It would be kind of hard to shake out of a regular pepper sauce bottle. So, like I say, you just, you know, you be the judge of that. And once you got all your ingredients in there, and I'm cutting these peppers with a pair of scissors. I have found that the easiest way to do stuff like that. So if you got, so we keep a pair of kitchen scissors in here. We use to, you know, cut up vegetables for salads, and cut up, you know, lettuce and stuff like that. I mean, I just use this to cut up my peppers, and it's very easy. makes quick work of it. And just cut them about 1-inch pieces. It's about all you need to do. I mean, you remember you're going to be cooking this stuff down, as later on it's going to go in the blender. So, you know, you don't have to worry about too much about how small you cut something up. So in other words, don't waste a lot of time cutting up stuff real small. But once you get it in there, stir it up real good, get your heat on, and bring it to a boil. And once you got it to a good rolling boil, then you want to back the heat down, and then just let it simmer. And you want to let it sit there and simmer for about 45 minutes. Now, in my case, it took me a little longer because my carrots, for some reason or another, my carrots didn't want to cook. So I had to boil it a little bit, I had to simmer it a little bit longer. So I actually wound up simmering it about an hour. But either is acceptable. If your carrots get done sooner, you know, and everything, you know, after 45 minutes, then it doesn't matter. You don't have to go any longer or anything like that. And just keep a stir on it every once in a while. Keep it all stirred up, and just make sure, you know, nothing sticks to the pot or anything like that. And just keep it going until the time's up or until the carrots get soft. And then what you want to do is you want to let this cool down to room temperature. You don't want to take this off the stove and and take it over to your blender or anything like that with it boiling hot, and, you know, take a chance on getting yourself hurt or messing up your blender or anything like that. So just go ahead and let it cool down to, you know, to a good room temperature, or just very lukewarm, you know, where you can handle it. And this is what you're going to need right here. You're going to need a blender, a bowl, a nice size bowl that you can use with a strainer. See, I have a strainer right here, kind of a fine mesh strainer, and just a plastic spoon. And you want to take your mixture, pour it in your blender, and then blend it on high for 2 minutes. And you get it, that'll get everything all nice and mashed up and liquefied, as much as you possibly can get it anyway in that blender. And then you want to just take your strainer, put it across your bowl right there, and pour it through the strainer. And you'll probably have to hold it up, because I know my strainer kind of wants to dip down in the stuff right there, so I wind up having to hold the strainer up while I take the spoon and just move that stuff around in the strainer. And then when you start getting close to the end there, just mash the solids with a spoon, and basically you're just going to be left with just a little bit of just stuff that didn't grind up as much as it, you know, as much as it needed to or whatever. And you can just discard that or whatever you want to do with it. It doesn't matter. You can use it. You can actually use that stuff. You can put it in a soup if you want to, or something like that. I mean, that's all up to you. And just get as much of it as you can out. And then just take you a nice clean quart mason jar and pour it in there. Seal it up and put it in the refrigerator. And it'll keep. I've kept it for more than a year, because I made a bunch. One year I made several batches of it, and I probably had 4, 5, 6 quarts in there. But this wound up making a quart. Sometimes when you make it, it just all depends. It's probably because I had to cook it so much longer. Even though I was using a lid, I probably lost some of the liquids. So it wound up, it usually makes about a quart and maybe a half a pint or something other like that. So it wasn't that much less, but usually with this recipe, usually just count on a good quart, maybe a little bit more. That's the way it's always been every time I've made it, but this was just a little bit less. But and enjoy it. I mean, this stuff goes great with food. I mean, you know, you can put it on about anything you want to. It does not hide the taste of anything. It just enhances it. I mean, we enjoy this. It doesn't have quite a sharpness to it like most hot sauces that you would buy from the store, like a Louisiana brand, or Frank's Red Hot, or Tabasco, anything like that. I mean, they all have unique flavors for cayenne pepper. But anyway, guys, I believe you all enjoy this. I know we certainly do, and I hope this was helpful to you. And hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I didn't make it run out too long. You know, I'm kind of long-winded sometimes. But anyway, guys, y'all try this recipe. Let me know what you think of it. And until next time, may God bless you, and we'll see you next time.